Hello everyone, this is Dr. Beefcake. I'm going to make a video today going over the basics and some tips for Lost Crusade. Sort of a primer. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to skip over, a lot of stuff I'm going to be simple with, because I've got a lot to go through. So yeah, pay attention. Let's get going. First thing off, I want to go over the character. This is you, the player. So your first thing they're going to have you choose when you join is going to be your chapter. This is semi-important, and it also really depends on what you plan to do with your gameplay. If you're going to be playing this primarily for the PvP, I highly recommend going Raven Guard. You have armor, accuracy, and dodge. Those two are very big stats in combat currently. Maybe someday it'll change, maybe someday they'll balance it out so that the other chapters are as strong in PvP, but this is the go-to if you want to be stomping people on the map. If you're not sure what you want to do, Ultramarines is a good start. You get training speed, increased load, that's kind of a useless stat. Army size limit is a good stat because, well, bigger army means you can bring more troops, hit harder, whatnot. Imperial Fists, decent stats. I really don't know. Building speed, I'll be honest, I really don't think a build speed is going to be a make or break stat. I think that's a throwaway stat. White Scars, March speed, that's a throwaway stat. You'll hit the March speed cap fairly easily, as I understand, and this doesn't, I don't think this goes over the cap. I haven't heard that it does. Attack speed, I guess. AP recovery, this would be useful if it was more than 5%. So you get, let's see, what is it, 6 minutes for 1 point? So you get, what would that be? I gotta whip out my calculator. I was up working all night New Year's, so I'm still a bit bushed. So excuse me if I misspeak throughout the video. Anyway, 6. So that would be 10 an hour. So every 12 hours you fill up your AP. Should be 120 over 12 hours. Well, let's do that times 1.05. You get 6 extra points in a 12-hour period. 12 extra points a day. That's 2 chaos attacks or 1 fleet attack per day. As far as stats go, that's pretty fucking useless. Went over Raven Guard. Blood Angels I'm playing right now. I don't know how I feel about it, to be quite honest. This one right here, Army, takes additional damage. I feel like this negates everything else. This one, however, the skill, and each one has a different skill, too. That's another thing. Ultramarines, they get a skill, temporary increase your army size limit by 10%. That's pretty decent. Imperial Fist, 2 hours. When a battle occurs inside the player's base, enemy take 10% extra damage. That's fine if you have notifications on and you're in such a position that you can quickly open the game and set a defense when you get an alert that an attack's incoming and the attackers aren't using speed boosts. I'll get into that. White Scars, Avenging Pursuit, increase attack for your army by 10% for 1 hour. That's pretty decent by itself. That also means you can use this for more than one attack. And track the position of battle barge owned by the player who attacked you. Most recently, or player launched rally attack. This is a direct counter to the Raven Guard's ability. Raven Guard, blend with the shadows. This basically means you get a stealth attack. You get 1 attack. Yeah. When launching a rally or solo attack on another player's base for the first time. So you activate it, you get 1 stealth attack. and they won't get a warning, so they won't be able to prepare, which goes back to this one. You won't even know to activate this, so this is kind of fucking useless. But you only get one use out of this, as were the white scars. You get it for all attacks for an hour. Ultramarines, likewise, arming is increased for an hour. So anything you do for an hour. Blood Angels. This one is interesting. This one is a big fuck you skill. So defending players, as long as they have hospital capacity, their troops are injured, not killed, so they can be healed and return to service. This, however, I tested this last kill event, and unfortunately, took out the guy's high-level troops with it. I apologize, but now I know not to use it unless I really want to screw somebody. So, attack other players alone for the first time within 2 hours to cause 20% extra deaths to the enemy force. The key word here is deaths. This 20% will die. Period. No matter what. Even if they have hospital capacity, they're going to die. This would be a good follow-up ability. So you do a rally attack, you weaken them down, and then you do a follow-up attack with this, and whatever they have left, whatever you get, 20% of it's just going to flat out die. Or a good starting attack. Depends on how well coordinated your alliance is. But that's almost a novelty. So that puts Raven Guard, and the other one's slightly better. Moving on from that, XP and strategies. Your character will gain XP from various things throughout the game, not everything. And then that determines your level, which gets you strategy points. You don't get strategies at the start when you first start playing, but they do unlock eventually. So it's good to pay attention to what you get XP from. I'll go over some things as I go along. I would not suggest, unless you're planning on being a super whale, I would not suggest spending money on the XP things. There's lots of in-game activity that gives you XP. Strategies, though. If you're going to be a free player, it's going to take you a while to get to VIP level 7, which I'll go over next. So you're only going to get one strategy to start off with. Unless you're a whale and you immediately blow a shit ton of money to get to VIP level 7, so that way you can switch strategies. As you can see, I can switch strategies on my main account. My free account unlocked VIP 7 a week or two ago, so it has multiple strategies too. A lot of this is self-explanatory. I will go over 2 must-haves. Which one you go for first, I would say, is personal preference. I do recommend you make a beeline for Veterans Call. Just go straight for it. So just progress up the tree as quick as you can, because you gotta complete them to move on to the next one. Get Veterans Call. Immediately grants a certain number of units. That certain number is 50, and it's every 8 hours. So potentially 3 times a day, you're getting free 50 units of your highest level. Doesn't seem like a big deal at the start, but once you start getting tier 5, 6, 7 and up, that's a considerable amount of free resources, basically. Because it doesn't cost anything. They're just immediately granted to you for no cost and no time spent. Next one, and again, you can decide which one you want to do, is Servitor Overload. Temporarily increases collecting efficiency. Temporarily is 2 hours, and then it's got a 24-hour cooldown. And the cooldown starts when the ability ends. and the collecting speed increases by 100%. Now, of course, this bonus is additive to all other bonuses. So let's say you have currently a base collecting speed increase of 60-70%. So that would take you from 170% to 270%. So it's not necessarily a doubling of your harvesting speed, but it is a huge deal, especially if you're planning on being able to swap out your mining during those 2 hours. It's a good amount of mining increase. Next thing I want to hit is power level. It's a good stat to go by for comparing yourself against another player. But once you learn the mechanics of the game, power level is entirely fucking useless. I'll put it this way. Let's say you get somebody who just blows all their money upgrading their heroes. So they get up to 10,000 power. They have all of their heroes maxed out, but they're still rocking level 3 or level 4 troops, and they don't have many of them. But your power level is 7, 8 million. You've spent nothing on heroes, but you focused on getting your base leveled up and training troops. So you got level 5, level 6 troops. Well, if you attack that person, you're going to rock their world, because they can only bring 3 of their heroes to bear. Meanwhile, you've got higher tier troops, which is just going to mop the floor. So, power level is a good rule of thumb, but is not your be-all, end-all for whether or not you're going to defeat somebody. You can find somebody on the map who has a power level of... let me use these inactive accounts here as a good one. Tonocrid... Let's see, White Zombie. Yeah, I think he's pretty high. He has a power level of 5 million. Well, he's got no troops. I mean, it deploys the default 3 Primaris Marines for defense, which does nothing. So, his effective power level as far as combat goes is actually 0. That's 5 million useless points. Does not a damn thing. VIP level. Alright, so I was going to get to this. So, you can see I'm already VIP 10. Yes, I'm a fucking whale. I don't fucking care. You get bonuses for your VIP levels. This is basically... It's basically how much money you spend. You do get up to 40 points a day. And then it tops out at that. 40 points free. So, 2-3 months as a free player, you'll hit VIP 7, which is really the VIP level you need to be at. After that, it's just free crap. So, VIP 1, I think you start at VIP 1. I don't think you unlock it. I don't remember. It's been 6 months now. But as you can see, as you go up, the bonuses go up. And up. And up. And up. Not only that, but the perk packs get better. So you can see here, this one you get hero XP, character XP, all of that stuff. Then, what is it, 7? No. 8. No. 9? You get a free Blackstone chunk. Which, I mean, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. But then at 10, you get legendary utility tech fragment, a free one each day. It doesn't sound like a lot, except that there's heroes that you can only get leveled up quickly if you spend money. While this doesn't totally negate that, this does add up pretty quickly. Oh, and then you get actual pay-to-win bonuses. Where did that start? That started at 9. At 9, you start getting pay-to-win bonuses. 3% attack, defense, and hit points. And then it just keeps going up. And you bring that into combat against somebody who doesn't have that, and now you have an advantage. But let's face it. You knew this was a pay-to-win game going into it. I said so in the other game. The other video I made. Moving on. Alliances. join the most powerful alliance you can get into. If one of the closed recruitment ones will take you, great. Otherwise, find the highest level active recruit or open recruitment alliance you can get into. When you join the alliance, if you have a warp token, get in your alliance space inside this domain, this green stuff. Reason why is you get bonuses, and they're one of the main reasons you want to join an alliance. So we have the maximum bonus, 20% harvesting speed, defenders attack, defenders HP, 20%. Especially defense, that's could mean the difference between getting your shit stolen and making the other person bleed. Rewards. Okay, this is the other reason to join. So, in the missions, you get missions. They're basically everybody's playing the game. So, 18 people log in, bam, that's 3 crates. And they're decent rewards. The main one is the actual, there we go. Fleet rewards. So I gotta click on the bottom one. I can't open those ones though. Oh, I can show that one. So you can see it's alright. Alliance communicators are very useful early on, but then you have a shit ton of them. They're not useful anymore. Character XP, that's okay. Marching speed. Getting one of these every day means eventually you're going to have 100 of these, which is really going to help for stuff like Void Supremacy. The real money maker is if it would open it for me. There we go. Stamina potion, rare. That's 50 stamina for expeditions. And getting one of those a day is pretty decent, especially considering you need stamina to level up your heroes. Alliance crates. Somebody spends money on the game, you get an allies crate. Somebody attacks a fleet, you get a fleet crate. So as you can see, there's 1,500 of each resource. And of course, if everybody's active and doing a lot of stuff, it adds up. That's the thing, everything adds up. Especially when you get late game, it seems like it's not a lot, but it constantly adds up, so it's still worth it. Tech contribution. This one I'm going to keep simple. Just contribute to the recommended tech. I mean, there'll be something where you're like, I want that, but it's going to take you so long to level it up by yourself. Just, I mean, if you want something specific, talk to your marshal. Maybe he'll set that as recommended, but always just do the recommended. And if you want, especially if you plan on buying from the Alliance store, you can contribute for crystals. This is basically 100 crystals a day for Alliance points. However, there's other ways to get Alliance points now that don't cost crystals, so that's kind of devalued. I guess it depends on if you're a whale and or you want to be nice and spend your crystals on your Alliance. Now, of course, it seems like I'm being stingy, but I have contributed a lot of crystals to tech in my alliance over the last 6 months, so that's all I got from that. Moving on to resources. So top of the bar, you can see your resources. Yeah, I have a lot of resources. I've been doing a lot of mining over the past week. So open it up, and here's an important thing to see. Protected resources, 88.9 million. That means I have 21 million unprotected resources. So if somebody was to rally attack, actually defeat my entire army, they could walk away with 21 million metal. 22 million fuel. Damn near 40 million adamantium. And 42 million plasma. So protected resources is the only stuff you're going to keep when you lose a defense. And of course, they have to have the carrying capacity to walk off with it as well. So they can't walk off with more than their troops can carry. And in some cases, that means they might only be able to take 2 million resources. Depends on the level and composition and all of that of their troops. So you're wondering, well, how do I protect my resources? Well, the best and worst way is this warehouse thingy that you can upgrade. I say best because it's really the only way to increase your protection of mined resources. And worst because that's fucking nothing, alright? Look at that. I'm at 31, so I get about 2 million protected resources of each. I bring it to 32, I only get another 60,000 protected of each. And you get bonuses that will stack with that and increase that, but still, that's nothing. So unless you're saving up for something, you want to check your protected, especially if you're on a very high PvP server. You want to be spending your unprotected resources. And when you spend, it will spend from the unprotected first. I've tested it. Farming versus mining. Okay. So you got these farming buildings. And you might think this is like the way to go for getting resources. It's pretty decent, but I really wouldn't spend too much. These are only this high level because they're a good way to get points for upgrading buildings and events. So that's about the only time I level them up. Even so, it's level 22 and the rest of my stuff is level 31. And the reason why, let's take the adamantium one. 402,000 steel and fuel to upgrade. For only 100 more resources per hour. That is absolutely not worth it. It would take a very long time for that to pay itself off. At a point, the only real reason to upgrade those is for Canticle of the Omnissiah, which is where 6 hours of production. And when it says production, it means these things. So, let's see. What do I have this at? 23 plus the bonuses. So I'm getting 7,500 an hour times 7 times 6. So that's it increases the lump sum, but even so, it's just kind of whatever. So the best way to get resources is mining. You find the mining nodes here. You go to your star map, and you got the little magnifying glass. This is how you find things to do. You got your metal, your fuel, adamantium, plasma, crystals. Don't waste your time mining crystals. You will not get enough crystals to make it worth the time compared to harvesting an actual resource. Next thing is level. You might be thinking, hey, let's go for level 6. Because it's the best, right? It's level 6. Well, first of all, of course, I'm in a decent location. So my nearest level 6 is 77 whatever. I don't know what unit that's supposed to be. 77 blocks away. But usually I go for 5s because, yeah, here this one's closer, 39. And there's very little march speed bonus for resource harvesting, which means it could take you up to 5 minutes difference. So you want to find good resources, but you want to find them in your area. And of course, you want to go for a level of resources that you can actually finish mining. Because a great way to piss off people on the map is to partially mine a node and leave an incomplete node. Because they only respawn when they're completely mined out. So then you get stuck with a bunch of incomplete nodes that people have to send armies 5 minutes to deplete. And when you're in an alliance, you have another option, which is super resources. As you can see, these got millions upon millions of resources. More than one person can mine these. You can see just about everybody's mining this. In a lot of the larger alliances, and this is a good rule of thumb in general, you should only be mining super resources when you're going to be away from the game for a long period of time. In other words, when you're asleep, or when you're at work and they don't let you use your cell phone. If you're going to be able to log in once every hour, once every 2 hours, stick to the nodes, just the regular ones. Reason why is once the large ones are depleted, it takes them 24 hours to respawn, to refill. But these respawn just about instantly when they're popped. So if everybody's constantly mining the super resources just because they're there, then they're not going to be available for people who are going to be logged out for a long period of time. Supply boxes. As you can see, I still got some from purchases I made today. But most of these are free boxes, and this is just ones that I've gotten over the past 24 hours. So you want to check in here every once in a while and claim the boxes. And of course, the nice thing about these is these are always protected. So the bulk of resources you're going to get as rewards from events and whatnot, and all of the resources you're ever going to buy are automatically going to be protected. But you have to come in and use the box. They don't just activate it for you. So as you can see, I got another 8 million of each, just about. I wasn't really paying too close to the numbers, paying too much attention. And of course, you got even more down here in the supply crate area. They like to put shit all over the place. So that's your resources. You always want to be mining. Like if you got an active crew, you might want to leave one slot open for when somebody launches a rally. But in general, you want to be mining as much as possible. Shops. First one I'm going to hit is the VIP store, because this is the best one, flat out. So with your VIP levels, you unlock things to buy. As you can see, I've pretty much bought everything in here. So you can get the resources 60% off, which is a really good markdown. So if you got crystals burning a hole in your pocket, this is the place to go to look. Resources are pretty much a no-brainer if there's nothing else you can think of. Speed ups are decent, though I wouldn't entirely recommend it unless you're gearing up for an event. Epic Utility Tech and Epic Imperial Honorifica, you can buy them. As you can see, I did buy them, but that's because there was a purchase event. I generally wouldn't recommend getting them because you get so many of them for free anyway. However, Imperial Honorifica, not so much. I mean, I have a lot of them, but that's only because I bought them. You don't get many of them for free. And here you can see where the VIP level unlocks. So this is the highest stuff I can get. At VIP level 11, I can buy Legendary Utility Tech Fragments for half off. I don't think you can even buy these for crystals anywhere. So not only can you buy them for crystals once you unlock this, you get them half off. So that's pretty decent. And of course, the 1 million supply packs are at 60% off, are absolutely a steal. So you can get a lot in the VIP shop. Even as a free player, I mean, you're immediately going to have access to fuel supply packs, and you're going to need lots and lots of fuels. So, next one is the Rogue Trader. Whether you're a paying player or not, Actually, I might give that one a pass. I have too many of those fucking things. Whatever this is, for 1 crystal, it's worth it. Everything else for resources, I personally just buy it. I don't even look to see what it is. I just buy it. Except on the last row. Because, like I said, I have so fucking many hero XP cards. I don't want them anymore. But I need character XP. And remember, I said you get this plenty of places. So you can... Resources, which you're getting as a free or paying player. Now I bought 400 player XP, which adds up over time. And then you get a free refresh. Yay! Now, there's a few reasons why, especially the resources, why you constantly want to be buying these every time the Rogue Trader's off cooldown. Now, the Rogue Trader pops up every 4 hours, but sooner if you're doing activities. And she can pop up. I don't know, I felt like one time she came back within 30 minutes. So what's important here is, yes, you're buying these for resources. However, like I said, the resources are purchased first from your unprotected. And these are protected. And they're at a discount. So in this case, I'm getting 10k fuel for 8k of whatever the fuck I paid. 10k for 9k. So you're creating more resources. Granted, it's not the resource you put in. And it's going to be protected. It kind of matters. Then speed ups. I mean, really. These are basically you're getting speed ups for free, which will help in events. And XP cards. Or whatever else pops up down here. The only stuff you're going to get for resources, aka free, is going to be the hero XP cards and the character XP cards. All of the other stuff is going to cost crystals. And that's where it's kind of like maybe give it a pass. I mean, 40% off of 10k sounds nice, but when you actually crunch the numbers, this is kind of a shit deal. You should just get it from the VIP store. Alliance Shop is the next one. This is all essentially free because you get Alliance points and contribution points for Alliance-related activities. So basically, play the game, contribute to Alliance research, do all the helping hands, put your stuff into the Alliance Augur Relay, you're going to get points. And then you can spend those points. The one that I would say don't get is Alliance Communicator. I'm kind of disappointed we have 7,000 of these things. Alliance Communicators come from so many sources that... And you only need it for upgrading one building. So if you're short on these things, it's because you're not playing the game or you're doing the wrong activities. You need to just start doing the right activities to get them. Stuff that is absolutely worth it, though expensive, you know, Void Shield, Collecting Boost, which stacks with Servitor Overload, by the way, additively. So you can get some pretty good harvesting speed going. These things buff your productions, aka your farms. You know, the things that I just told you were kind of fucking useless. So these are kind of fucking useless. And again, I'm disappointed we even have these in stock, but it is what it is. These, I'm not really sure are worth it either, because if somebody's attacking your buildings, they're probably going to be blown up before you can use these. But there is some decent stuff. Alliance Warp Devices, Void Shields. Repair device, although, I don't know. Then you have Void Supremacy Shop, the Battle for Ennio Shop. Thankfully, both events are open so I can show you these shops for this video. So if you play Void Supremacy, you'll get points. We already did ours, so, you know, I got the points. Why it didn't just load it up, I don't know. There we go. So you get legendary utility tech fragments that you essentially get for free because Void Supremacy is pretty much free PvP. There's no real consequence to winning or losing, but you get points. Even if you lose, you get points for showing up. So that's absolutely worth doing Void Supremacy. And then of course you also get Seth fragments, which is right now the only way to get them. Both of those are worth gold, so yep. Then wow, did this thing break? This thing broke. Okay. And of course Battle for Ennio, same thing. Legendary hero selection. It's basically a fancier way of giving you utility tech fragments. You select fragments of any hero you already own. Like, I don't know why they did this. This is stupid as fuck. They should have just had it be the utility tech fragment, but whatever. It's their game. They can make it as stupid as they want. Oh, the last one I wanted to show you, just to tell you, don't fucking use it. The Crystal Store. Don't ever buy anything from here. Just don't. And the reason why is because you can either get it discounted from the VIP store or for free from the Alliance shop or whatever. It's just not worth it. Alright, on to the base stuff. Always be training. Alright? These things should never be idle. Never, ever, 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 ever be idle. Right now I'm training level 7s just because I have too many fucking resources, and why not? So that's the highest I have right now. You want to train your highest level troops until you can completely fill out at least one army for marching. However, these guys get expensive once you get to level 5. Level 5 and up, it gets prohibitively expensive. So after you do that, you're not really going to be able to afford to constantly train your max tier troops and upgrade your buildings and do research. So even as a whale, you're going to have to pick. That said, level 1s are basically free. I can train, I don't know, 170 troops. Yeah, 171 troops at a go. Level 1s, so that's almost 50 minutes, less than an hour to train 171 of these. And it costs steel and fuel, and it's something like, I want to say 20 or 30 each, which is nothing. Like, I get that from the farms and the time it takes for them to train. And you're probably saying, yeah, but they're level 1s. They're fucking useless for the armies. Yes, they are useless for your attacking armies. However, when you have 20,000 of each, that means you have 100,000 troops. And the reason why this is important is because when somebody attacks you, 100% of the troops in your base defend. Meanwhile, they can only bring to bear whatever their cap is. So they can bring, I don't know, 10, maybe 12,000 troops. And of course, level 1s are kind of shit, but when you're throwing 200,000 of them down on the table, it helps. And they're, like I said, they're pretty much free. So if you lose those in the defense, it's like whatever. It doesn't hurt as bad as losing a shit ton of level 7s. Always be training. And if you get the economy where you can train higher than level 1s, like I went up to level 2s. I got 100,000 level 2s. Now I'm doing level 3s. As your economy expands and you can spam higher level units, go for it. But never let these things sit idle. Always train something. especially as a free player. Because you need everything you can put on the table to defend yourself from whales. And if that's hundreds of thousands of level 1s, you know what? That's something. It's better than nothing. So buildings are self-explanatory. I mean, if you need to know what a building does, you can just click the eye thing and it'll show you. So battle barge determines your collecting speeds and the maximum level that buildings can be. So once I hit 32 on the battle barge, I can make all the other buildings 32. The main thing is what's not worth upgrading. And it's a pretty short list. The farms, as I pointed out, are not really worth upgrading very high. Auger array, you want to upgrade it to get map information. Even if you're not going to do PvP, it helps. But there's a point where it's diminishing returns of information. Some information not particularly useful. Usually if you're attacking, you're going to try and do it quickly. And they're probably not going to have time to muster reinforcements. And it's very unlikely that somebody's going to have reinforcements just sitting around in their base. Reinforcements are when another player sends troops to help them defend. Those are pretty much it. So it's a short list of ones you don't want to upgrade. The astropathic relay and navigator's quarters, not really a huge priority on upgrading. You can. I mean, there's still benefits. I believe astropathic relay determines the cap of resources that other players can send to you. Which, unless you have resourcing alts that you aren't hitting, you're actually sending them by trade. That's not really useful. Navigator's quarters really depends. If you have an active guild with certain people who are always running the rallies, you really don't need to upgrade this. I'm one of those people. As you can see, I can host pretty fucking big rallies. I've yet to have my guys actually hit the rally cap when I run them. Which is probably a sad statement of my alliance, but you know, it is what it is. Oh. Base defenses, which you'll eventually unlock. Auto defense towers. You get, I think, either 3 or 4 of them out of the box. I think it's 3. And then you unlock the rest of them through research. And I do recommend unlocking them through research because it's free defense. And once again, especially if you're a free player, anything you can put on the table to help defend yourself. These things, they can be destroyed in combat, but then they're immediately repaired for free. So every attack, your turrets are up. I'm using, as you can see, I'm using exclusively plasma cannons. They do bonus damage to dreadnoughts. The dreadnoughts are the tanks. They soak damage and allow all of the other units to attack. So the sooner you can liquefy enemy dreadnoughts, the sooner you can liquefy their entire army. Heroes. Heroes. You can see I have pretty much all of them. As a free player, your list is probably going to be a lot shorter, especially as a new player, it's going to be very short. However, the game is generous. It gives you 3 really good heroes really quickly, and you can max them out for free with little to no effort. The first one is Arenica. Probably saying the name wrong, I don't give a fuck. Next one is Cordis.
We will not step back from the...
And then Vex. Of course, Vex I need to level up for the next kill event. I want to try a different build. Now, these 3 heroes, you can maximize. You can see I already got them up to tier 7, level 7, whatever you want to call them. Basically, all of the stars. And that's because you get the get their fragments from damn near everything. You get them from the scan events. Cordis, you also get his stuff from enemy fleets on the map. So yeah, it's not that hard to level these guys up. And they're not bad heroes. And the reason why, because all three of them have dodge. Now you remember I was saying the Raven Guard get accuracy and dodge. So dodge, if you're familiar with role-playing games, basically means you take no damage every once in a while. So 12% or 10% chance when I level up, it'll be 12% that an enemy's attack will do nothing. You have 3 heroes with this, and it can get a little asinine.
My psychic prowess is not a gift, but a weapon to wield.
Yeah, so he's maxed out. He gets almost 16%. Renica. Not even maxed out, has 14. Probably maxes out at about same. Oh, it was a little higher because she's a legendary. So she'll probably max out at 17 or 18. Anyway, so you get 3 heroes with dodge. That kind of becomes a big deal. And so you get 3 heroes with dodge for free anyway, just for playing the game. You'll get them. So right off the bat, you have a good build for your first army. Arinica, Cordis, Vex. Of course, the downside and where they're going to deceive you is they don't share a hero combo, but don't worry about that. 8% attack versus 15% dodge. Take the dodge. Don't worry about a hero build. Because in order to do the hero build, you got to take Tycho. And Tycho, I mean, he's decent, but he doesn't have dodge, and unfortunately dodge is fucking broken still. Gear. They just introduced this. It's yet another thing to piss away money on.
I have awoken. I am ready to serve the Emperor.
As you can see, I really haven't invested anything in it. Like I got this guy, he's got some stuff to improve his harvesting, collecting speed. That's really the only thing I'm looking at right now. I suppose I could spend shit tons of money unlocking gear, but I just, whatever. That'll be another video someday, I guess, when I actually care about it. So the next thing is, you want to build your army around your heroes. So you're going to get 3 great heroes right off the bat. So let's look at their bonuses. Arenica's pretty generic. Increases all troops' defense and all troops' hit points. Basically, it makes all of your dudes tankier across the board. Increase march speed. That's the dead stat. Might as well be useless. Might as well not even be there. But those are 2 good ones because they apply to your entire army. So that's really good right off the bat. Cordis, he gets this one. That's an appointment bonus. That ain't going to do shit for battle, but you get attack and defense for Primaris squads. Primaris squads are pretty alright. That's a bonus. It's better than nothing. And then Vex. Veteran Vanguard defense. And march speed, which is useless. And another appointment thing, which isn't going to do anything for the deployment. But anyway, so there you see. You get most of your bonuses for Vanguard veterans and Primaris. So when you're building an army, I'll just do a fleet here, for example. Do a regular attack. I like to run that guy, even though he's not that strong. So Vex. So my strongest are going to be my Vanguard veterans. And my Primaris, which at level 7 are called Eradicators. So I'll just take all of those. And then I want to bring Dreadnoughts, so that way they can attack more. And then whatever I have left, I'll split between whatever I have left. I'll take more Predators. I think those are more useful than Whirlwinds. So as you can see, I've built my army around my heroes. And that's important because the game will auto-deploy from top to bottom. And I'll show you again. You see just top to bottom. So it's all my Predators, Veterans, Dreadnoughts, and part of my Whirlwinds because it just went straight down the list. So now I'm not bringing these guys, which have a bonus with Cordis. And instead I'm bringing more Predators, which have no bonus whatsoever. Not important when you're doing PvE, but very important when you're doing PvP. If you're ever attacking another player, always match your troops to your hero bonuses. Of course, ways to get heroes. You got scan events. I don't have any scan events up to show you. Actual events, which I'll get to a little later. Hero rescues. You'll get free attempts of basic rescues a day. These are pretty much going to give you fragments for your harvesting heroes. So it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. Deep rescues are not much better. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get one of the legendaries. You also get stuff for the rares. But these quickly become useless. As you can see, I'm just sitting on these things. I really only spend my deep rescues when I have an event where to, you know, do X amount of deep rescues, get a whatever. Then you have hero appointment. And of course you can see I have all of them unlocked because my battle barge is level 31, but they'll unlock as you go. You can auto appoint, though I would suggest doing manual appointment and do it according to what you feel you're going to use the most. Like I focus, even though this isn't optimal, if I really wanted to, I could build it better. My main focus is Master Requisitor. Get that harvesting speed up. The more resources you can get per hour, the more you can build, the more faster you can upgrade. After that, I would say Chapter Champion. Attack, defense. You know, especially if you get in PvP. Take any bonus you can grab. The rest, I don't know, personal preference, I guess. But yeah, this is here. Pay attention to this, especially when you're upgrading heroes. I mean, that's part of the reason I have Cronus upgraded so much. It's because he also gets research speed bonus. Not that I really need it or use it. Oh, while I'm on that, you get a free gear exploration, which has the same timer as your deep exploration or your deep rescue. And the important point of that is you will get a notification when your deep rescue is available, but you will not get a notification when your gear exploration is available. So do your gear exploration the same time you do your deep rescues, so that way you don't have to worry about missing it, because it's always going to pop up at the same time. But going back to this, so your bonuses here are based on 3 factors. The rarity of the hero. So legendary is going to give you better than a purple, better than a blue. Based on their level. And I believe based on their gear level. Not entirely sure on that. I need to test it again. Their stars don't do shit for increasing their bonus. So if you're focusing on improving a hero for their bonus as an appointment, like let's take Teleon here. If I wanted to get his bonus higher, I would focus on just his level. Get his level up. Up and up and up and up and up. Oh, and upgrading their abilities does not increase their appointment bonus either. When I say abilities, I mean, well, skills. That's what I mean. So, you know, if you go in here and you upgrade this, this isn't going to do anything for their appointment. Last thing about heroes is the garrison, which is done here at the... Oh, an interceptor hangar is another thing I would not recommend spending resources to upgrade after a certain point. Anyway, garrison hero. Here you can set set your heroes that will be preferred for defense. This is probably not the best build I could be using, but just can't be bothered. So anyway, I got one with dodge, and then Alistair's got the reflect damage, plus the bonus. Probably better defense builds out there. But so far it gets the job done, especially when I have so damn many tier 1 and tier 2 units to just overwhelm the enemy. So that's enough of heroes. Free Blade Knight. Here's a quick one. You want to upgrade this guy. So pay attention to events where you can get the... Yeah, here it'll show you. Get them from hostile fleets and package specials. And these ones, Chaos Invasion and package specials. However, this has expanded to where it's also available in small amounts from events. And I'll get into that in my event briefings later on. But you'll see here, the main thing about the Free Blade Knight isn't what it brings to the table itself, but in the bonuses. So right now I'm getting this piece of gear is giving me 20% hit point and attack for whirlwinds and 18.6 defense. This thing here debuffs the enemy. All of these buffs, you're going to want to deploy this guy on PvP attacks. And because you're going to be deploying him on PvP attacks, you want his gear up and you want his level up. And you get hit XP for him from deploying him on expeditions and cards, which come from events. And just real quick, I'll show you. So right here, and it's going to cost you 2 energy to deploy them. So pay attention to your energy. Try to keep some in reserve. So now he's deployed. No, he's not. Now he's deployed. You can only deploy him once. If he's in the base, he's used for defense. If he's deployed, he's not used for defense because he's not there. Anyway. Expeditions. These are important for one reason and one reason only. Armor shards. This is the only way to get armor shards, with one exception. There is an event where you can spend crystals to get armor shards, which is absolutely not worth it. So this is the only way to get armor shards. It's also a good source of hero XP and fragments for Solaris and Omnius, which is pretty alright, I guess. God damn, I have a lot of fragments. I hope they have the fragment exchange event soon. So first time you do one of these stages, I'll just show you on the latest one. You can't sweep, you have to challenge. In order to unlock sweep for a stage, you have to complete all 3 of those objectives. To clear it, you only have to destroy the enemy building. But to unlock sweep, you gotta do all 3. And you get stamina, and it's the same as action points. You get 10 an hour, so 12 hours you're filled up. You want to make sure you're spending all of it, even if all you do is just come in and do quick sweeps just to spend it. And then there's your results. So you're not guaranteed armor shards either. So that gets pretty fucking annoying. And exploration is in here too. This is also an important place of getting things. Now, armor shards. Quickly go back to heroes here. So this guy, I need legendary armor shards. I'm getting them. I'm getting them passively. But all of these other guys, to get them leveled up, I still need the purple ones, the level 3s. I'm not getting those passively. Right now, in order to get those, I have to do the expeditions. And of course, that determines the maximum level that the hero can get, along with the building. Can you tell I'm fucking tired? I'm stumbling so much. Administratum Outpost. This determines, this is one of your hero level caps. And the other one is the shards.
The deadliest weakness often lies within the pride.
So you see his cap is 80. And if I upgrade his strength again, it'll be 85. The only one I have
My every step is
maxed out is Irenica. So her cap is 100. I just haven't spent the cards yet. Now here's the next caveat. Do not clear beyond the stage that you need armor shards from. This is a mistake I made with this first account. It kind of bit me in the ass for about a month. I was just steamrolling forward. So stage 1 and 2, you get the level 1 shards, green ones. That's for your first few gear upgrades. 3 and 4, you get the blue ones. 5, 6, 7, you get the purple ones. 8 and up, you get the gold ones, the legendary ones. So if you're at the stage where all of your heroes need green ones, clear stage section 2 and stop. Because the shards you get from exploration and radar events are determined by your maximum clear. So if you're at a point where you need blues and you can't even use purples yet, and you progress through stage 5, now your radar events and exploration are going to give you purple shards, which you can't even use yet. And the only way to get the blue ones is to constantly spend your stamina. However, if you had stopped at stage 4, exploration and radar events would give you blue shards. This is very important to know now. It will save you a lot of headache, especially if you're a free player later on. Right, and also check your exploration. It resets 2 times a day. Once at server reset and then 12 hours later, and you will get no notification of it. So I have all my missions done. I will get no notification that this is reset at server reset. And if you're not paying attention, you could just go a whole day without doing exploration, and there's no point in not doing exploration. It's more free rewards. This game just shits free rewards on you, and they add up and they're worth it. Especially when exploration is just set heroes out and it's done. Okay, now we're going to get on to the star map. Let's see, what do I have? Just about everything. Alright, I'm lowest on plasma, so I'm going to keep mining plasma. You see I selected it, so I automatically selected level 5. I don't know how it determines which one to auto-select. I guess that might be proximity, I don't know. But I want level 5, so it automatically selects level 5 every time, and I'm fine with that. Now, presets, down here on the bottom. You can see I have 5 of them. My 5 presets correspond with mining, because I do a lot of mining. I don't want to have to constantly select which heroes, because you can see, even with mining, it has automatically selected my 3 most powerful heroes, which are not my best for mining. And it's automatically deployed level 7 predators, which I don't want mining. I want those at my base, available for attacks and defense. So I have a preset. Number 4 is my dude that gives me gives me a plasma mining bonus. So you configure an army. You know, set your units, set your heroes, set your units. I got 2,500 predators. Do I have anything else? No, I just have 2,500 predators. There's some other ones where I got more elaborate configurations, like this one. Who's already out, but you see I got 2,000 predators and then dreadnoughts, and of course if I had the heroes it would do the rest. But as you can see, when you load a preset, if you don't have the heroes, it will just leave the slot empty. But this is what I want. So the handy thing of this is I can just collect this guy, send it. So I don't have to get hand cramp configuring the army every time I want to deploy. And you know, you say it, I said my highest power heroes are not my best for harvesting. The reason why is these 4 guys are entirely useless except for one thing: mining. This guy does metal collecting speed, basically a 30% bonus. Solaris is adamantium, Omnius is fuel, Praetes is plasma. So that's 4 collecting armies right there. So you can have 1 collecting army out for each major resource. And another one, which I don't even know if you can get right now, she was only available during an event, and no events that give her frags have come out, is Greyfax, who gets a universal collecting speed increase. So I have her in slot 5. But that's definitely a pay-to-win character. You're not going to get her for free, ever, anywhere. So far, every event that she's been in has required the spending of crystals or money directly. So yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm a whale. I don't care. So that's presets. And to set the presets, which was the whole fucking point of why I came out here. Set one up for fuel. You can see I got, this one's a full army. Level 2s and whatnot. Not like it would really matter if somebody attacks the point. They're pretty much going to fold, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. So to set your preset, you would come over here to a lineup and just tap. I mean, it literally tells you right there, tap to save lineup. And then when you click it down here, it'll automatically load it, or it'll try to load it. Get as close as it can with what you have available. So, useful time saver. So you can either do mining armies like I do, or you can do attack configurations. It's up to you, but it's there and it's handy. Okay, next thing. You see here you got Chaos Forces and Hostile Fleet. What's the difference? Chaos Forces cost 5 action points to attack and can only be attacked solo. Hostile Fleets cost 10 and can either be attacked solo or as a rally. But still, what's the fucking difference? Chaos Forces, the main thing that they give, and the main reason why you're going to want to hit them, and it doesn't even show you this. See, that's the gotcha right there. The most important reason for attacking Chaos Forces over fleets is not even shown on the attack screen. So I'll just go ahead and attack. Just, bam, go on. And this is a good example of why power level doesn't fucking mean anything. The thing said my power level was less than it needed to be. It's something like 2.5 million to attack, and I attacked with 2.2 million. But it's not counting my hero power, and of course it doesn't even factor in stuff like research or alliance bonuses, so bam. Yep. Attack successful. Level 35 Chaos Incursion. 980 character XP. Didn't show you that, did it? But there it is. Every time you attack a level 35, you'll get 980. Every time you attack a level 34, you'll get 930, 930, 920, so on and so on, so on. All of them give XP and it goes up with their level. And remember I said XP determines your character level, determines how many strategy points you get. So when you have a lot of action points to burn off, attacking Chaos Forces is pretty good. And of course, you want to watch range. At this point, 101. I think it's like 1.5 to 2 minutes for him to warp out here. I'll just make a demonstration here.
My every step is guided by the holy light.
Yeah, it was like 42 seconds. Meanwhile, if it was close to my battle barge, it would be like 10 seconds. You know what? I need some water. I'm clearing my throat too much. My throat's getting dried out from all this talking. And of course, I don't have any water, so I'll get water later. Moving right along. Fleets. So you get character XP from Chaos Forces, so why the fuck would you attack a fleet? Well, fleets are a little more self-explanatory. I'll start with level 1. This is how you get Cordis fragments quickly. And it's also how you get auxiliary cores quickly, which will help you get the initial levels for your free blade. So, if Cordis isn't maxed out, or if you need to upgrade your free blade bonuses, you want to attack fleets. And you can either do them solo or rally. And once again, power level doesn't mean shit. I'll give you a great example of this. Tier 7 hostile fleet. This is where it shifts. See, it doesn't give you Cordis fragments anymore. Now you get epic utility tech fragments. And remember I said that it's not really worth buying them from the VIP shop because you can get them for free? This is what I was talking about. Now let's go to the highest level on the server, level 8. 15 million is the power rating for this, right? Right. Alright. So I got Kronos here. So I got a bonus to Predators. Bonus to Primaris. Dreadnoughts. And then whatever else I can bring. Build for my bonuses, right? But it's only 2.2 million power. This is 15 million power, right? I'm gonna lose, right? I'm gonna get my ass handed to me, right?
My every step is guided
Oh, let's
by
see.
the holy light of the Emperor.
Let's see what happens. And of course it takes... because it's so far away, it takes them to here. The suspense of waiting for the attack. I still typically run the level 8s as a rally for my low level and free players so that they can get the attack. Because there is a point where you don't have enough. Now you see, my army took half damage, but killed it. Victory award, hostile fleet, killed the entire thing. Supposedly I lost half my army, but I only lost 10,000 power. Let's see how much 10,000 power is at the Apothecarian here. And of course, in PvE, nobody actually dies. They're just injured. So I lost... and of course, when my army returns, it fucks it. There we go. I lost 9 Primaris, 18 Dreadnoughts, and 14 Vanguards. Which... 13 minutes to heal, that much resources, that's like nothing. So that's it. I attacked a target that had 7 times more power and won. So that's power level for you. Doesn't mean shit. So yeah, gone over the forces versus fleets. Now, PvP. So I've drilled it into you that power level doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean a fucking thing. What's the one that I have? It still has troops. Must have cleared it. Oh shit. There's one that still had troops. But going back to my example of white zombie here. So again, he was 5 million. He's got no troops. I don't know he has no troops. Let's assume I haven't scouted him yet. I don't know what his situation is. Does he actually have that high power because he has troops? Or does he have that high power because he has high level research and heroes and all of that and no troops? So you send a scout. Because you don't want to just send your troops off to die for nothing, right? You don't want to send them off to some asshole who's got 200,000 level 1 and level 2 troops who's just gonna eat your shit alive and you're gonna get nothing out of it. So you want to scout. You want to get a good look. Look at that. He's got all these juicy resources. And he has 3 level 1 intercessors, the token defense. That's it. That's all he's got. Got a level 23 free blade. Sicarius, who is literally just bought. Like he bought the $1 first pack and that was it. Like he's got legendaries, but they're not leveled at all. That's free resources for the taken. So now that I've scouted him, I know that 5 million power doesn't mean shit. So I know he's safe to attack. So now I'm gonna attack. And just because he's safe to attack doesn't mean you shouldn't. Because maybe he's spent a lot of research on his turrets. His turrets will fuck you. Which does happen. One of these inactives does have like really upgraded defenses, and even though he only has the 3 level 1, he always takes like 4 or 5 of my dreadnoughts. Annoys the fuck out of me. Now, of course, you can also do these as a rally. The difference between PvP and PvP is attacking other players. The defending player will not lose troops as long as they have sufficient hospital capacity. So if they have a hospital capacity of, say, 15,000 and your army takes out 14,000 of them, none of them die. They just go in the hospital and then have to be healed at the apothecarian. But they have a capacity of 15,000 and you kill 20,000, 15,000 go in the hospital and then the other 5,000 are dead. However, as the attacker, any losses you take are deaths. You cannot heal them, they are gone. There's only one exception to this. And this is definitely something you want to go straight for if you plan on focusing on PvP, and that is emergency operation. Over the next 2 hours, the first attack you launched against other players will result in injured soldiers until the medical facility is filled. Basically, it means your attack will follow the rules of a defense. And it's also very unlikely you're going to have enough troops in your attack to overflow and die. You know, they're going to go in your hospital, unless your hospital is full. So make sure your hospital is not full before you attack. Now, next thing is, it's the first attack. So this is once. It's off cooldown for 2 hours. It's available for 2 hours. It'll show up on your buffs for those 2 hours, but only the first one will get that attack. But unlike Crimson Thirst, which is a solo attack, emergency operation can be used in a rally. So let's say you got 5 people with emergency operation, you decide to rally another player. And even if they're a high level player, you can still do some damage. A lot of damage. And still have your troops. You just got to heal them. That's a pretty big deal. And this is a must-have if you're going to participate in the bi-weekly kill event. Because if you're not having this and you're going in the kill event, you're going to be losing more than you make. By far. Downside of this is it's a 24-hour cooldown, and the cooldown starts after the 2 hours. So you can't use it more than once a day. So that kind of sucks. And another one that follows onto this, especially when you get high-level troops, this one instantly heals 400 troops in your hospital. So if you have 500 waiting in your apothecary to be healed, you pop this, 400 of them are healed instantly for free. And if you have high-level troops, that's a good cost saving. Great cost saving. And I keep talking about the Apothecarian. You've seen me use it. So the Apothecarian itself gets hospital capacity. Every level increases the capacity and the healing speed. And of course you'll see it shows the plus bonus from other sources. But that's not the only way to increase your hospital capacity. You also have the actual medical facilities, and all these do is hospital capacity. And it's not much per level, but it adds up, and 50 fewer dead soldiers, especially when they're high level, is definitely worth upgrading. These are something I need to upgrade the crap out of during the build event that's coming up. So yeah, absolutely want to be keeping your hospitals and apothecary and leveled up, especially if you're going to focus on PvP. Because if you're attacking, you're pissing people off, you're going to get attacked. So even if you're not using emergency operation, people are going to be coming back after you. And if you're losing everything when you're attacked, you're going to be out of the game pretty hard. So big deal. You want to do that. Events. Talked about this before. I'll talk about it again. And this is going to be cursory. You want to play all of the events. All of them. When you log in first time for the day, go to the event page after you've done whatever you want to do. See what events are going on and which ones are coming up. Alliance ranking is ending today. Battle for Ennio. Last battles today, so that's ending today. Login rewards, cool. Emperor's Tarot is coming up. That's a pay-to-win event, and actually one of the worst ones. I usually don't. You know, I do the free stuff, and that's it. Breach the Storm is starting tonight in server reset. So basically, 3 hours, 20 minutes, it's starting. This is an event that's worth participating in just because of the bonuses you get. And this event will get its own video. But this is, you know, it's like, all right, this is coming up. You see this coming up? Pay attention to it. Participate in it. It'll help you out a lot. Even if you don't do the kill event at the end. Yeah, that. Yeah, that. This is a weekly one. This resets every week. So, not a lot going on. And they don't show you all of the events coming up. Events that reward you for spending or buying crystals will never ever show up in advance. In fact, they don't show up at all on the event page. You can see it right here, crystal spending. Where is it? It's not there. It's hidden. So even if you look at the overall schedule, you still want to scroll down and look at everything. So just take the time to quickly go through here, look at the rewards. Generally, it tells you stuff that needs your attention with the little red wax things, so, you know, that's cool and all. Other times it's fucking broken and useless. All the stuff. Like here's a good example of where it's fucking broken and useless. So it's giving me this because I have things to spend. Yay, whatever. Go away. But now I have it here. And the only way to make it go away is to activate the augur array, which means I have to activate a scheduled time. Well, I don't want to activate it at a scheduled time right now because I don't know when my people are going to be available. Sometimes I launch it at night after server reset. but they're not all on at that time. So I like to leave it available sometimes for them to activate when the other people are on so they can participate. Anyway, events. Play them, pay attention to them. Don't ignore them. There's a lot of free shit. It adds up. Especially if you're a free player. You want all that free stuff as a free player. And last but not least, and unfortunately I can't show you right now, you get radar events. You get your own auger array. So this is a screen for it. You can get to it from the star map. You know, when you're on the star map, there it is. When you're at the base, if you have anything active there, it'll have, you know, one of these annoying little bobbing bubbles like that. Only it'll be over here and it'll be the radar icon. And when you're on the map, if you have anything for it, it'll have that annoying red wax thing on it. And you'll get a certain amount of contacts, which will be either... And everything on here is for you and just for you. It's instanced. So you'll have fleet attacks, which are actually expedition type things. You'll have chaos forces, which are the regular map chaos forces with some extra rewards. So they're worth doing. That and they're nearby, so you're not spending a minute in transit for them. And then you have the scout contacts, which are non-combat. You just send your person there. They check it out, they come back. I don't even think you deploy troops for it. You just click scan and it sends out a ship and it comes back. Anyway, this stuff you want to be doing as a free player or even as a whale early on, because you're going to get fragments for Cordis, Vex, and Erinica from these, from the radar scan. Then you get extra rewards. You get stuff like XP cards for the Free Blade Knight. Some other extra things. Absolutely worth doing. Another thing to note, the Chaos Forces on the radar are 3 levels below your maximum clear. So you kind of want to be careful how much, even though I'd say power level is useless, you do want to be a little cautious of how high you clear. So I've cleared the maximum, 35. Well, the current server maximum, they can go up to 40. So my radar contacts are going to be level 32. So if you're attacking up and up and up and you start to struggle, don't go any further, because you don't want to struggle when you're attacking radar events. You want to be able to spam them and pound them out. You'll get any number of them. I'm on level 18. I get 12 contacts at a time. I think at the start you get... I don't remember. It's not a lot. I don't even think it's 10. I think you get 5 or 6 at the start. But you go through the first few levels pretty quickly. Well, that's it. You've reached the end of my primer. That has been a lot of shit, hasn't it? But it should be a good start for you in the game. Get you started in some basic concepts here. My next videos will be focused on events and nuances of doing your best at those, because I've noticed a lot of players, even though the information is right there on the event. I'll give you a good example of this. Alliance ranking. Just about all the information you need to understand the event is here. Well, it's not a YouTube video, so nobody knows. I really hate to say it that way, but it's people don't fucking read anymore. It's sad. So I'll be doing videos on events, primarily as they become available, so I can actually show you the events. I would have liked to have done one on Breach the Storm, but that's going to have to wait until next time it comes around, because I wanted to do this primer first. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. If you like what you've learned here and what you see, please like and subscribe, and feel free to check out my Twitch channel. I don't stream this, I stream DCS World and other games, but I try to keep it funny. Anyway, until next time, y'all have a good one, and Happy New Year.